All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to roll through these notes real quick again, just so you can have this if need be. We're going to start with the monomials. So again, when you have two monomials, you're going to break them down into their pieces, and then we will multiply those pieces together. So the 4 and 5 are like terms, and then the x squared and the x cubed are like terms, and then we just multiply the like terms together. Remember, with the same base, we add the exponents, so it becomes x to the 5th. So 20x to the 5th will be the answer there. Now we'll look at these two. And again, just break them down. Take your constants out, -4 and 3, multiply them together. Then you have x squared times x to the 4th. And then you have y cubed times y squared. And you multiply them together and you get -12 x to the 6th and y to the 5th. And boom, you're good. All right, now we'll look at some polynomial multiplied by a monomial. So this you've seen before. We have the monomial up front. All you have to do is distribute it to all the pieces of the polynomial. So 5 times 2x squared gives us 10x squared. 5 times 5x gives us 25x. And then 5 times 20 gives us 100. Boom. You're good to go. You have a trinomial. Okay, now we have a monomial, the 2x squared y, times a binomial, 3x minus y. So all we're doing is we're going to take the monomial and distribute it through to the two pieces of the binomial. So same thing we do. When we distribute it, we're going to be multiplying two monomials together. So take the pieces that are like terms. 2 times 3. Then we have x squared times x. And then we have a y that just has nothing. So it's just, we have to carry it through. Don't just drop it. It has to stay there. 2 times 3 is 6. X squared times x is x cubed. And then we add on the y. And we'll change colors just to show that we're going to multiply this monomial times the -y. Remember, the -y is basically -1 times y. So don't forget that. So we have 2 times -1. We have x squared. There's no x's over there, so we just leave it as is, x squared. And then we have y times y. So then we have -2 x squared y squared. And then we just put them together. And we'll do that in green. So it's just 6x cubed y minus 2x squared y squared. And we can't combine them because they're not like terms. So that's going to be our final answer. All right. Now to the polynomial times a polynomial. So we're going to use FOIL. F stands for the first, so we have to multiply the two first pieces of each binomial, x times x. And that gives us x squared. Next, we have the outside pieces. Change color. The outside is the x times the -5. So negative 5 times x gives us negative 5x. Then the next piece is going to be I, which stands for the inside pieces. So the 2 times the x, 2 times x is equal to 2x. And then lastly, let's do orange, L stands for the last. So the 2 last pieces, the 2 and the negative 5. So 2 times negative 5 is equal to negative 10. And then all we have to do, we're left with these 4 pieces, and we have to see if we have any like terms. And we do. We have a negative 5x and a positive 2x. So that gives us negative 3x. And then we have x squared. That doesn't have any like terms to combine with. Then we have our negative 3x. We've already combined those 2 middle terms. And then we have our negative 10. So don't forget to put them into standard form. Right? This is, the x squared is second degree, the negative 3x is first degree, and negative 10 is 0 degree. So from biggest to smallest, left to right. That's how we have to put them in. All right, next one. Now we have a binomial, which is x plus 2 times a trinomial, x squared minus 5x plus 4. So if you remember, I drew the box, and I think that's the easiest way to do it. You're going to put your binomial here, so the x and the 2, and then you put your x squared, your negative 5x, and your 4 on top. So all we're doing is multiplying the x, we're basically distributing the x to each of the 3 pieces of the trinomial, and then you're going to take the 2 and distribute that to each of the 3 pieces of the trinomial. And just setting it up in these boxes basically just keeps it organized, so you don't get discombobulated. All right, so we have x times x squared is x cubed. Remember, that's like having a 1 there. Then x times negative 5x is negative 5x squared. X times 4 is just 4x. So then we multiply the 2 through to each one. 2 times x squared is just 2x squared. 2 times negative 5x is negative 10x. And then 2 times 4 is 8. So from there, then we just have to put them in order of degree. So our highest degree is x cubed. So we got rid of that one. Then we have x squareds, but we have 2 of them. So we have to combine those like terms. Negative 5x squared plus 2x squared gives us negative 3x squared. So we've taken care of our x squareds terms. Now we have 2x terms. That's negative 10x plus 4x gives us minus 6x. Got rid of our 2x terms, and then we're just left with positive 8, so we'll add 8 on to the end, and that's going to be your final answer. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you don't like the box method, as you distribute them through, so I'll just rewrite them. I would say x cubed is the first one, right? Then negative 5x squared, then 4x. Then as you do the bottom one, 2 minus x squared is 2x squared, we'll put that underneath the x squared so we know we have our like terms lined up vertically like I've done before. So 2 times negative 5x is negative 10x, so negative 10x, so we have our x's lined up, and then 2 times 4 is 8, and we have our 8 there. And then you can just add them vertically, and you'll still get the same answer. It's just a little different in terms of the way it looks. Minus 6x plus 8. So same answer, but just a different way of doing it. The box is usually a good way, especially if you're not the neatest person in the world. I know what I speak of. All right. So lastly, we have example 3, and this has 3 binomials. So 1, 2, 3 binomials. So what I want you to do is ignore the last one for the moment. We're going to take the first 2 and just FOIL them, right? So let's do our FOIL method. The first 2 terms are the 2 x's, so x times x is x squared. The outside terms is negative 2 times x. That gives us negative 2x. Then I is the inside 2 terms. That's the same thing, negative 2 times x, so that gives us negative 2x. And then the last 2 terms are negative 2 times negative 2. And that gives us a positive 4. So then, got to combine our like terms. So we're left with x squared, negative 2x, and negative 2x is negative 4x, and then positive 4. So now we're going to revisit the x minus 2 binomial, because we still have to what? We still have to multiply it by that x minus 2 still. So from there, remember, we can do the box, which I think I'm going to keep doing just to show you how to do it again, in case you didn't understand the first time. So we take our x minus 2, or the binomial, and we put an x and then a negative 2. And then on top, we do the x squared. It's just each term we're putting in a different row or a different column. And then we multiply them. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times negative 4x is negative 4x squared. And x times 4 is 4x. All right, so then the bottom row, we have negative 2 times x squared is negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times negative 4x is positive 8x. And then negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. And then from there, we just need to combine our like terms and write it out as a polynomial. And it has to be in standard form, so don't forget your biggest degree monomial has to go first. So that's our x cubed. And you can cross them out as you go so that you don't get mixed up. We have 2x squared terms. We have negative 4x squared minus 2x squared. So that's going to give us minus 6x squared. Cross those out. We have a 4x and an 8x. That's going to give us 12x. And then cross those out. And then lastly, we have our minus 8. No like terms there. And so our final answer is going to be that polynomial with 4 terms, x cubed minus 6x squared plus 12x minus 8. So that's how you multiply 3 binomials together, if we're given that. All right, so hopefully that has helped, and you can use that in the future. Also, we will show you this last piece at the top, because I know my friend Brady wanted to look at it. And there it is. How you do FOIL. First terms, outer terms, inner terms, last terms. Then combine any like terms, and you get x squared plus 5x plus 6 for that one. All right, have a great day. Hope that helped.